the kettlebell. You have to grip it, but not super tight, and your arms are kind of like hooks connecting your body to the kettlebell. And so for today's workout, I started off with 20 minutes backwards on the manual treadmill. And since then, I've kind of just been messing around with the kettlebell for 40 minutes. I brought my kettlebell to the gym again today so that I can keep my practice fresh. And since there are no competition standard kettlebells at the gym that are 25 pounds, the only one that they have that can be juggled is, I guess, the 28 kilo, 62 pound one. But, you know, can't do that, can't do all the complex stuff with that. So I use that for like learning how to, or generating power. And then I like to do the actual light 25 pound kettlebell or lighter 25 pound kettlebell to get some of the, I guess, advanced moves or the more complicated moves. Anyway, there are a couple of things that I've seen people online do in the kettlebell juggling world, and I have almost kind of fully, I wouldn't say mastered, but I can land something called a flip to a rack pretty well. So that was what I was working on for the last 40 minutes, along with some other flows and stuff. But anyway, before I move into, I guess, some regular exercises, I wanted to record a couple of flows to show you guys what I've been working on. So let's do something. So yeah, that was the flip or the reverse flip to the rack. It was near the end over there. That was the move that I was working on. Landed it in combination with the behind the back and the static hold up. So yeah, I'm getting pretty decent at landing my tricks on command. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, let's move into some real exercises. So as I've been doing kettlebell juggling and just more kettlebell stuff, what I noticed is I need to be like, one of the things that will help me in all of kettlebell movements is getting a good hip thrust, like getting a powerful hip thrust. And unfortunately, the kettlebells at my gym only go up to 62 pounds, 28 kilos. So a way that I figured out to be able to go heavier is to combine two kettlebells using a dumbbell or using a towel. And so that's going to be 56 kilos, about 102, 104, I don't know, 102, 105 pounds, something like that. So going to do 10 swings with this and then superset that with another kettlebell movement, but that's not swing related. And I'll show you what all of that looks like. So having two kettlebells wrapped with a towel, holding it really close to the center so that there's not a whole lot of slack. And then swing. Then with the 12 kilo, 25 pound kettlebell, I'm gonna hold it in a curled position. I'm gonna curl with one hand, push out, then curl with the other. So holding it in the curled position is an isometric for the bicep. Then pushing it out is a shoulder movement, and then curl again bicep. So this way you're able to target your biceps and your shoulders, and also the action of pushing it out and in activates your core and some of your back muscles. Going for 5 curls each side, and that should result in 10 reps for the shoulder. Yeah, anyway, that's the first superset. But yeah, that's what I'm doing for now. Hip thrusts, or what, kettlebell swings, really good for explosiveness at the hips, and this other movement really good for the biceps and shoulders. So for the next kind of swing, I'm going to use the towel again, but with a lighter kettlebell. Using the towel allows for a certain kind of trajectory when it comes to the kettlebell, which allows you to involve your oblique muscles more. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to start off in a regular swing stance, but with the towel attached. And then it's going to swing and I'm going to hip thrust, right? But this time when it comes back, I'm going to like almost do a half lunge, and I'll show you what that looks like. So rotating from side to side forces your obliques to stay engaged, and then switching the leg that's forward forces the glutes and hamstrings of that particular side to work a little harder to generate the force necessary to bring the weight up. Also, since the towel is attached, there is more distance between the hip and the bell, which forces you to work a little harder to bring the weight up. And moving from side to side, if I haven't mentioned before, will involve the obliques and abs a little bit more. I'm supersetting that with side to side ball slams. Looks side to side overhead ball slams with one hand. Looks like this. You really want to try and slam it like you're trying to break the floor. And moving from side to side involves, again, the core muscles, specifically the obliques, and explosive muscle fibers in the triceps, biceps, and shoulders to make that movement possible. You also have to generate the force at the core and transfer it into the arm, forcing you to learn how to use your body as a unit. Anyway, that's what I'm doing for now. So the last kind of swing today is going to be a rotational swing, after which I'm thinking about doing some kettlebell juggling again, and so I might record one more flow. But let's see how all of that goes. Um, but a side-to-side swing essentially is you're holding both arms and then going side to side, involving the core, kind of keeping with the theme of using the rotational force from the previous exercise. So, looks like this. Notice how my feet pivot and turn. My arms are gripping the kettlebell really loose, and I'm letting momentum kind of guide the kettlebell. You have to grip it, but not super tight, and your arms are kind of like hooks connecting your body to the kettlebell. And you're gonna have to get used to just moving with the weight rather than gripping the weight and moving it. Uh, these kind of movements are really good to help generate power and get accustomed to using your body as a unit. And if I haven't said it already, using your body as a unit is really good for just moving. Like, I think too much of traditional exercises are very rigid and don't let your body flow. But by doing movements such as like things like this, you're not able to just have that rigid strength of pushing a lot of weight, but also the ability to move with weight and generate power. Also, like the weights falling and moving side to side. So while it is 25 pounds, the momentum of it is going to create a much heavier weight at the top. So you have to like brace with the opposing side core to like stop the weight and then bring it back to the other side. So it's not going to be a long contraction, but you have to like momentarily tighten things up to bring it to the other side, and then you're like swinging. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna do this for a bit. I'm not supersetting this with much so that I can go into kettlebell juggling relatively less tired, even though I'm pretty tired at the moment. So let me record one more flow before I head into the sauna. Let's hope that I get a good one. I'm kind of exhausted from all the swinging, but we should be able to make it work. Not bad.